Good day, I'm Lulama Zono. Welcome and thank you for joining us here on Ship to Shore. Ship to Shore brings you engaging and informative conversations and interviews with seafarers, students, practitioners, and professionals in the maritime industry. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, Ship to Shore. Joining me today is Tegan Herron, a graduate in Nautical Studies from the Durban University of Technology. Tegan, thank you for joining us today.
Lulama, thanks so much. Hi everyone, and hope you enjoy this interview and get something out of it.
Great. Yep. Tegan, to begin this conversation, tell us a little bit about your background and why maritime studies.
Okay, well, I'm a Durban boy. Grew up in Montclair Woodlands area. Went to school called New Forest High School, where they offered maritime studies. What got me to get to that school was my brother, who also studied it. And when I saw the work that he did and studied, I was very interested. So I decided to also join the school and study that once getting to grade 10. Yeah. And so in grade 9, as well as with the whole maritime studies, New Forest had gotten in a program with Sail Africa Youth Development Program for us to sail. And with sailing, getting out there in the harbor and on the water got me to see the ships and got me thinking, and be interested in how these things float and how they operate, how do they get from year to year. So that got me to, become part of the maritime industry. And then with Operation Pakisa, which came into play when I was in grade 9, we were offered, New Forest was offered the opportunity to be part of the pilot program. So nautical science was offered to our school, which I studied from grade 10 to matric. So thereafter, I had to say, where to next after matric? Where do I study now? Where can I get to nautical science? So when Mr. Leon Governor came to our school and spoke to us and said no, that they offer it, I was said, okay, interesting. But there were also other universities and colleges which offer it. So I'd asked him, why DUT? So yeah, he got me into, he had encouraged me and said, no, DUT is the best. And I believed him and I went to DUT, and still now DUT is the best. And I recommend anyone to go to DUT and study nautical science there.
Okay. You were a nautical studies student at Durban University of Technology, as you said, for 3 years. Take us through your most memorable years of study and also the modules and subjects that really challenged you and ones you found interesting or you enjoyed.
Okay, well, all years are memorable. First year was the first year, which was the most important year, as we got to discover our friends who we feel comfortable with, and it wasn't much of the studying at that point. It was who am I going to feel comfortable with? I don't want to come to university and feel out of place. So I learned, it wasn't so interesting. So I was more focused on friendship and getting the friends, how we study and who am I going to study with. And we always had the saying of teamwork makes the dream work. And we made the dream work right now. Some of us aren't there yet, but it's coming because we work together as a team. Subjects which were tricky, I would say Gen Ed modules, as it was out of course of what I was looking forward to study, and a lot of theory work, as more of someone who likes to calculate and work navigation was instead of theory. And my most enjoyable modules would be navigations, calculations, and chart work, as my dream one day is to become a navigational officer.
No. Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You achieved consistent academic performance and a cum laude. Congratulations on that, Tegan.
Thank you.
What would your advice be for a student who wants to achieve the same?
Well, for me, the way I did it was that maritime studies, nautical science, and my career as a mariner is a passion. And to me, if you have a passion to do something, you're gonna do it. Yeah, if you have the will, if you really want to get out there, if the maritime industry is gonna be your future, you're gonna do anything to get out there. So if you have that passion, you should have a passion in the work that you do to get there.
Sure.
That's how I kept going, was pushing through, because I see myself in that white suit out there one day. Yeah. So I had to work. We always have to start from the bottom to get to the top. So I'd say just push through anything, no matter what comes your way, as life at sea is not going to be easy, and you're always going to have to push through anything that comes your way. And with Cum Laude, thanks for DUT for that. I didn't even know that I was working towards it, but I got it. And I'm very thankful and proud of myself for getting it. But at the end of the day, I was just more focused on, doing my best and getting the best mark that I can, and as well as remembering the work in the same in the same time. So yeah, I'm just happy that I got a cum laude, and just another great thing to put onto my CV.
No, fantastic. No, well done, Tegan. That's a really great achievement. Moving outside of the classroom a little bit, you were part of the DUT Sailing Club. Stella, tell us how you started sailing and where that journey took you.
Okay, as I said before, I started sailing in grade 9 with Sail Africa Youth Development Program with my high school, and with sailing, sailing got me a practical view of the industry, and really got me into being a part of the industry. With sailing, got to teach me a lot and really experience what the maritime industry is gonna expect from me, such as good communication and teamwork is what was needed when we sailed, to do our best. And with good communication and good teamwork in any job, it's going to be efficient and it's going to be safe. And you always want safety out there, where we all want to come home the way we went. So yeah.
Okay. So what competitions, what regattas, and all these kinds of things did you get involved in?
Well, I started with New Forest, sailing with New Forest, and on the little races that we did in the harbor with Sail Africa, and then moved over to sail with Glenwood High School, where we sailed in the MSc competitions, Lipton Cups,
Sure.
which got me more involved into the sailing. Yeah.
Okay. Further on to more outside of the classroom issues, you got an experience to be part of the Durban University of Technology and Shanghai Maritime University Student Exchange Program in 2019, where you had an opportunity to visit Shanghai, China. due to your academic performance. Generally, how did you find the experience in China?
Well, to me, the overall experience was just great, and I was just really happy to finally be awarded to go there, even though it was for a short period of time. I had been fighting for this opportunity since first year.
Sure.
So from when Mr. Leon Govender told me in matric that, you know, the opportunity is there if you come to DUT. If you do well, you're going to go to China. So that was also one of the reasons why I had chosen DUT. And it's pretty much the way he got me to come there. So yeah, China overall was great, and especially the Maritime University was just incredible. The way that everything is set out, and you know, the classrooms they have a whole simulation, a ship simulations, which was just incredible for me to you know, get that experience to be in there. Another important thing was that I got to interact with another culture, another language, especially the type of people who are really famous for being out there. You know, the Chinese people pretty much are running the waters out there at the moment, as well as with the Philippines and the Indians.
Sure.
And I always have a saying, everything I do is preparing myself for life at sea. So interacting with them and, you know, making connections and understanding the way they think and the way they do things, you know, is going to help me, you know, adapt when I finally get out there and mix with the different cultures and different language barriers, and understand how to communicate better.
Okay. Okay. From your own point of view, from your own perspective, you know, if you compare Chinese maritime industry and education and training to that of South Africa, what do you think as a country we are doing well, and what do you think we need to work on?
Well, we are a bit quite far behind from China, as you know, they're really ahead. They've been doing this for many years. They've been involved in the sea for many years. So for us, we got a lot to work on, but the government has done well, especially when they started the Operation Pakisa to, you know, get South Africans more aware in the maritime industry and, you know, create jobs, as the maritime industry is very broad, and we can get out there in different fields and not only just vessels. So the government is doing well on that part, you know, trying to get it for us, starting it up for us. But how we need to improve is, you know, the government has now opened the door for us. Now we need to get in there and, you know, make connections and jump into different maritime fields and jobs and just get the connections, spread the word about South Africans, motivate them to hire us and give us berths. And that's how we're going to do it. We need to start helping ourselves and start helping the future South African mariners, so that we can get a berth quicker, or they can get a berth quicker than what we are now doing, since we're all just waiting. Everyone is waiting for a berth.
Okay, okay. As I'm talking to you right now, Tegan, you are in Mozambique. What are you doing there?
Well, at the moment, Mozambique, working on a project that is run by Total, which is to build an LNG harbor, as there's a lot of LNG which was discovered here in the Fungi Bay, Rovuma Basin. And currently I'm not building the harbor, but I am a part of it as the skipper, with various barges out here on the water doing construction. My job is to take all the crew who stay on shore, and I bring them along to the barges where they can do their work. Other work that I do is hydrographic surveying, where I have to go to different areas and survey the ground to see what is there, what's the life looking like, the coral. Is there any tools or any things in the way where a company called Jandanil has to come and dredge?
I see.
So they got to come and dredge the whole harbor so that the ships can pass in and out when the project eventually starts up in 2025 is when they want to start doing the oil pumping or gas pumping.
The world over, COVID-19 is the talk of the town. How have you been affected by COVID-19, and how has your work been affected by this pandemic?
Well, yeah, we were affected quite a lot as you know, a lot of cases started coming in, in the camp, and it started spreading very quickly through different companies who were coming in and out, especially from high infected areas such as Italy and America. It started spreading very quickly. We were affected that the whole project had to shut down, and a lot of people were stuck in quarantine, in a fungi camp, and a lot of people were tested and flown out of a fungi to go do quarantine in various hotels while the camp was being cleaned. That took about 2 months, and right at the moment now we all back and we're working, except for those who got to go home eventually, who are doing the rotation at the moment, and they will be coming back soon. For the company I work for, Subtech, we will start coming and running up at the moment.
Oh yeah, sure.
We are short of our staff at the moment, so we're hoping that Mozambique and South Africa can get in connection for us for them to fly back, so I can eventually go on my rotation. So how I'd be affected is that I haven't been able to go on my rotation as yet, but as I said, I'm preparing myself for life at sea. So my life at sea involves 6 to 8 months at a time. So my 4 months at the moment is okay. I can push through.
Just give us a sense geographically. Where are you? I mean, where are you exactly, for instance, in relationship to the capital, Maputo, and all these kinds of things? Where are you from the port and all these kinds of things?
Where am I at the moment? I'm just northern Mozambique in Fungi, just before Tanzania.
Okay.
In the Rovuma Basin.
Okay. Coming back to South Africa, in our country, one of the biggest challenges is finding a berth, more especially, I mean, for women. This is a massive challenge. What do you think can be done to resolve this problem, and why do you think that would be a good solution to the
problem? Well, I said before, the government has put it out there for us, open the doors, and the easiest way to start getting a berth is to get out there and see the maritime industry as a whole, as it is very broad. It's not all about, okay, let's jump on the ship, a big ship, and go forward. We can branch off, we can go do other things like I am doing. I'm here as a skipper. I'm not on a big ship, I'm on a small vessel doing crew changes and surveys and things like that. And I'm not on a ship yet, but at the moment I'm making the connections, and in hopes that one of these companies that are here, maybe one day when I send a CV, they'll be like, hey, I know this guy, he's worked hard, he shows good progress, let's give him a shot. So that's where you're going to get a berth. We need to get out there and make the connections and work our way up. It's the only way we can do it. Unless we're lucky and we get that berth. Finally, we'll get a berth from someone, from an agency, from the government. But at the end of the day, we need to get out there, get the experience, and work the way up.
Yeah, no, as we finalize this interview, Tegan, what are your future plans?
Well, at the moment, I want to carry on working here and get, as long as the company is going to keep me here. And from there, keep making my connections. From here, I have a lot of connections already. So if eventually I'm done on my project here, I can email someone and be like, hey, how's it? I worked here and forgot to say this is this is Africa's biggest project at the moment and one of the biggest projects in the world. Everyone trying to get in here. So the connections here are brilliant. So from here, I'll just have to keep working, keep making connections until I finally get on a ship and maybe one day become a navigation officer.
Yeah, no. I think you really want to do well for yourself, and hopefully in the near future we'll be able to speak to you again and see how much progress you have made. Tegan, once again, thank you so much for availing yourself for this interview, and thank you for your time, and may God bless you, my friend.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, much appreciated. And thanks for allowing me to, give a word, and thanks for showing off my progress
No,
and my
fantastic. It was a
achievements.
pleasure. It was a pleasure to have you on our program. To our viewers, thank you for joining us here on Ship to Shore. For more content, please subscribe on our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, Ship to Shore. Be safe and goodbye.